like a Hurston Dynamics employee's perspective, where they're taking missions from Hurston maintenance department, cleaning trash around Hurston. I'll give you my perspective on those Crusader ships, and I want to hear what you guys think. Because, my position on it is somewhat changing. Those passenger transport ships are just an excuse to play with people. Okay, I see where you're coming from with that. I wonder how they're going to do it. Especially a small ship like that. Are they going to start... Do you think it's going to be like player passengers that they make that gameplay about? Or do you think it's going to be NPC passengers? Because I think it's going to be NPCs. I think it's going to be like NPCs want to be picked up at New Babbage and taken to Hurston. Is what I think is going to happen. Right now, there is player transport beacons that you can put out. And I've done one, and somebody paying 50k and they gave me like a 50k tip. So it was like very lucrative to do. Like, you can make a lot of money doing it. What is going to be the catalyst or the reason that players need to pay for transport? Now I could see transport from Stanton to Ruin Station being a lucrative one. That makes sense to me. How often are you going to have players? Yeah, I need to go from ArcCorp to Crusader, paying for a ride. The average person just kind of flies their own ship. So I'm curious, like, what, unless they start bringing people into the game, well, if you could start the game without getting like a ship as a starter pack, and you just like wake up in Hurston as a person, and you have to start from like ground up and do not have a ship, I could see stuff like that being a thing of where players start literally from like a Hurston Dynamics employee's perspective, where they're taking missions from Hurston maintenance department, cleaning trash around Hurston, making like a few hundred credits a mission or something. Whereas whenever they decide they're like, I'm getting out of Hurston, they have to like pay for transport. I keep getting sidetracked here, JP. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in, I'm going to take a drink, and I'll park my ship up on that little hill, and then I'll get to what I've been teasing at here this whole time. Is it just me, or is this planet unbelievably beautiful in so many situations? I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, now, oh yeah, look, he had a rough night, boys. We shouldn't disturb him. I mean, I don't want him puking all over the floor, though. Okay, here we go. Needs a little bit of help from us, boys. Yeah, there we go. Let's leave him to it. We won't disturb him anymore. So he can just sit here. There. Stay there, my friend. I'll be back for you. Alright, so let me turn on display capture. Alright, people. Quick side note here. This is the RSI roadmap on their website. So what I noticed is I could go into this for a while about things like, where's it? Squadron 42 level design. And you go down and you realize that everything is done. They've designed all the levels. I thought it's kind of weird they don't have the early chapters in there, but I remember looking at that. Flight. It is all done. As of a while ago. Where's that? Squadron 42 design? Social. Done a while ago. You know what I mean? They're working on AI and stuff in Squadron 42, but I think Squadron 42 is like... We were talking about this the other day. I think you're going to get a release date for Squadron 42 next IAE. That's just my thoughts here. But anyway, let's get back down to here. Vehicle content. EU. Look what finally got added. Crusader Spirit. Crusader Spirit ships. Let me just look. Nothing new. There's still a few unannounced that are done. Now, this is the stuff that you're going to see announced at IAE. I'm curious what it's going to be. I know it's not the RSI Galaxy because I could get into this stuff. And to make a Scorpius, look how long the Scorpius took. So it could be something like a Scorpius. But to make a... where's that? Like a Banu Merchantman. Look how long the Banu Merchantman is taking. You know what I mean? But Banu Merchantman, June. Banu Merchantman for summer. Banu Merchantman for what you're thinking is 4.0 around here. Banu Merchantman for next year's IAE. Or CitizenCon. That's the thing. But anyway, enough blue ball in here. Crusader Spirit. So look at the Crusader Spirit. They have 5 art working on it, 1 design. So they were announced back in around September-ish, early October was it? I forget exactly. But look when the work on them ends. June. Well, here's the thing, right here. We can see how many weeks of work it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So it's not quite 50 weeks, but maybe let's just say 50 weeks. So next September, they should be out in your hands. So probably around CitizenCon next year. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to show you is they finally added the Crusaders. Oh look, duration 37 weeks. So they're saying they will be done in 37 weeks. But here, let me check the Banu real quick. Look, 10 art, 3 design, 105 weeks of work. We will have the Banu, boys. The Banu will be out for next for 4.0, I guarantee. Now, one thing I want to look through here, I know we're not going to see it on here because I never see it on here, is the Perseus. The Corsair was 50 weeks long. I can live with that. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, JP. I knew you were going to be excited. But look, you see how long after like Corsair done, Corsair gets released? That's why I'm saying like a lot of this stuff is going to line up with next CitizenCon. Yeah, let's keep going down here. Now, also Drake Vulture was 52 weeks. So some vehicles, especially ones that have like a lot that go into them, take longer than others. But just think like a Scorpius is like 30 or 40 weeks. So like you can kind of guess what these unannounced vehicles are based off how long it takes. Let me see here. I never see it on here yet. Yeah. But look at these unannounced things. Simple little things like this, unannounced. It was 3 weeks of work. Can't be anything very big. You know what I mean? But some of these were they're not even being worked on yet. But yeah, you know what you do not see here is the Perseus. It makes me so sad. I was hoping that they were working on the Perseus, but I just do not see it. But anyway, let's go to release view right quick. And I'm going back to mining on Microtech here in a second. Let's just check. Okay, Daymar crash sites. I'm excited for that. They're confirmed. New rivers in Stanton. So apparently they're going to add more river tech. The sand caves are confirmed. I'm excited. I heard they're not going to be populated, but they will be usable. Now, one thing I hope about them, I hope that some of them are big enough to fly ships in. I hope all of them are big enough to fit rocks in so you can mine inside them. The PTV racetrack is confirmed and committed to come out. That's so crazy because that was like a random thing that they came up with, and it's pretty much done. Gameplay. Cargo Refactor. They have pretty much showed that this is almost like a for sure. Sandbox prison activities are done. So prison rework is done. I'm excited. Security Post Korea rework done. So I'm so excited for this because this is going to be permanent jump town. And I'll go back to why I think this is going to be good. New missions on Orison. This is them making all the like platforms from Siege of Orison like useful, as well as putting more in so you can do a bunch of stuff. The time trial race missions. They showed that this was pretty much done. And the crazy thing is like this is going to be a lot of content, but I'll go back to that in a second. Hull stripping, it's almost confirmed, pretty much. They've yet to put it in here, but it's pretty much more or less like the problem that they're probably having is like the persistent entity streaming stuff, and Rex is probably why this is still kind of tentative. Shipping vehicles, Drake Vulture tentative is because these go together. That's why that's weapons. The multitude that goes with it as well, and core tech is persistent entity streaming. Problem with this, yeah, I agree. Korea is gonna be so wild. This is what is keeping all this held up. So I have a feeling this is gonna be a problem, but they must have this somewhat figured out for the cargo refactor. That's why this is all like sitting on this. And the Gen 12 renderer. If they can get all this working and out, like this is why I highly don't see them getting this all ready by December. But if they could have this all ready by December, my God, this is gonna be great. You know what I mean? Last thing I'm going to talk about here is let's go back to gameplay. So Korea and Prism. My outlook on this is if nothing else came in 318, it was just these two things. Talk about for my group of people and what we do. This would be endless fun for us, somewhat. Like I know it would probably get a little boring here and there, but you would put in other activities with it. So like the grand scope of like this should make trading good again. This is what you do when you want to do PvP and stuff. More missions, I couldn't really care less. Racing is another thing that like let's say you're bored of this and you want to go do something else, go do a race or two. And if salvage gets added in, this pairs so good with Korea, salvaging wrecks, and cargo refactor, piracy. If 318 comes out and has all this stuff managed to shove in it, so it looks good, things are persistent, blah, 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 this is going to be amazing. And this could probably keep you busy, plus everything else that's already in the game, for about probably 6 months or more. The idea that 319 is going to come out, if 319 they add any sort of like gameplay that keeps you playing, I think the wait for Pyro is not going to be too bad. But yeah, that's my rough rundown of what I think and why I'm kind of excited for 318. But yeah, that's just me.